Hi, it's Derek here at Midlands Physical Therapy. In this video I want to discuss the different steps that are needed to take someone who's had an injury back to a level where they can run regularly and consistently without them getting any niggles or without the injury returning. Now I have a little graph drawn here, hopefully you can see it and the light isn't shining too much on it. So let's draw the line like this. This is where you want to get back to, which is running. 3-4 times a week, whatever it is, 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers plus. This is where you are now injured. Let's say it was a calf injury. We'll put it down here, okay? So in order to get from here to here, there's a couple of key steps that need to be taken, all right? So normally after an injury, if you've hurt your calf or if you've strained your calf muscle, your body will tighten up a little bit to protect it, so it won't want to put as much pressure through it, so you will have a restriction in motion. So first step is to improve the movement, so get the range of motion back. And also what I do in the clinic here is I have a couple of tests on the beds that I want to ensure that they're fully solid before I get anybody off the bed. So I want to ensure that the range of motion is really good and that they can perform these tests really well in the bed before we even get them back onto their feet. So I'm just going to put bed tests, okay? Now quite often after this, their pain will be gone or the pain will be significantly reduced. So this could be 1 to 2 sessions, 3 sessions, depending on the severity of the injury. Now what we want to do then is we want to get them back onto their feet. And once we get someone onto their feet, there's a little bit more chaos involved. Your body has to figure it out as opposed to being on the bed. So what I want to see for runners is a good stability around the knee. So good co-contraction between your hamstring and your calf muscle, your quad muscle here at the front, and also that the force is traveling from your foot well all the way up to your glute, okay? So there's a couple of exercises I do that I'm going to call them muscle co-contractions. And they're just sort of simple enough where you're standing in one spot, so there's no real movement involved. Once you're able to do them fairly well, then we get you into more moving exercises. So little small lunge steps that are similar to the step you take when you're running. It doesn't need to be a big lunge step like in a gym, but very specific to what you do when you're running. Just a little step, ensuring that you have good movement. And again, that you have good stability over the knee. I also add in a couple of hand movements as well, depending on where the injury is, just so that your body can tolerate load in different directions. Once we can do the lunge movements, now I also add in a little bit more speed. So we're going to put in speed, and we're going to put in a little bit of load as well. So just increase the load a little bit, increase the speed, again, so that your body's able to tolerate them and it doesn't react. Because if it reacts, it stiffens up again and you might feel a little bit of pain, okay? So we're still nowhere near running yet, so you still haven't earned the right to get back to running quite yet. And often other clinics or other clinicians, if you go for a sports massage or something like that, will just work around this area here, and once the pain is gone, they might send you back running, and what will happen is the pain will return and your body will react because it's not ready for it yet. So after your lunging movements with more load and speed, we want to get you hopping, because hopping is pretty much what running is. So running is hopping from one foot to the other. Now with the hopping progressions, what I do is I start off nice and easy, ensuring that you can hop from one foot to the other, add in a couple of hand reaches, just throw in a bit more chaos so that your body can react and your body is able to tolerate them, and then we increase the hopping, make it a little bit tougher. If you can tolerate the hopping, your body doesn't react and everything's okay, then you're pretty good to go back at a nice light run. If you want to go back to more high speed running, some more sprinting, then you will have to go through a little bit more. So more speed, gradually expose your body to the forces that are involved with sprinting or high speed running. But once you make it past the hopping, and then you just gradually expose yourself to running, so that you're just starting off, say at 1k, do that for a little bit, 2k, just build it up nice and gradually. Again, monitoring yourself all the time. The 24-hour response is always really good. So if you go for a run and you feel okay the next day, then your happy day is good to go. If you go for a run and you're very stiff or you're a little bit sore the next day, then you don't do anything that day. You just take a nice easy day, do something relaxing, do another form of exercise maybe. But the 24-hour response is always a good indicator of how much activity you should do the next day. So I hope this makes sense. When people come into me with an injury, they'll always get something like this depending on what they have injured. So it's very specific to them, and they can have a clear plan that outlines where they are now and what they need to do to get back to where they need to be. So thanks for watching and have a good day.